Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, the 20-something budgeter. Today I will be diving into my debt confessions and the payoff plan that I'm currently doing or working with. The reason I decided to start this channel is because I really enjoy when other people are so transparent with their finances, and it helps them stay accountable by posting it for the world to see, and I want that for myself. I want to hold myself accountable to the financial debt that I'm in and for the financial goals that I hope to set and achieve in the future. So without further ado, my debt confessions. These are the typical categories in which I have debt. My 2 credit cards, my personal loan, my student loans, and my car loan. Both of my credit cards are paid off. I did want to mention that I use my Capital One credit card daily, but there's not really any debt that I carry on this card. It's paid off every week, if not every 2 weeks. It's taken care of. So that is why I consider it at a $0 balance, because I don't have debt that rolls over to the next month. So originally I was doing the debt snowball method, and that's still what is working for me. So as mentioned, these 2 credit cards have been paid off. The next item on the list is my school's first personal loan, which sits at a 10.25% APR. This is a $5,000 loan that I took out in June. So right now I'm sitting at a balance of $3,905 with 38 cents. My minimum payment was $163, but since I've been paying a little bit extra to this loan, my minimum payment has reduced to $147. However, I still will be making the payment of $163, so I can get rid of this as soon as possible. The 4th item on my list are my student loans. I don't have to pay these, I should say, I will not have to start making payments on these loans until May or June of 2025. I will have to double check. I took out 2 loans. Both loans will equal $11,042. I took out the first loan, the $5,500 loan. I took that out last school year, and that one has an APR of 5.50%. The second student loan that I have is for $5,542. That one sits at an APR of 6.53%. This loan is for this current school year. So at this point in time, I have only received $2,750, and the remaining amount that is owed to me will be given to me once the spring semester starts. So in the end, I will have to pay the full balance of $11,042, but currently at this point in time, the student loan balance I'm sitting at is $8,250. I just thought it was something worth mentioning, but in the end, this is what I'm going to have to pay back. The last source of debt that I have is my car loan, which sits at a 5.14% APR. My minimum payment is $415, and my current balance is $18,653 with 79 cents. Now I went ahead and added everything, and my current debt is $33,601.17. That is currently what I owe. And I did want to mention before talking about my Capital One card, I wanted to mention current things that I have coming up that will affect these. So I'll start with the smallest one. I will have to make a $135 payment for community college winter intersession classes that I plan to take. So that is a payment that will go onto my credit card, and I haven't saved up for it yet, just because I don't owe this money up until I believe January 6th. Again, I will have to double check, but at this point in time, that one, it's not going to break my bank. I'm more worried about buying Christmas presents than I am saving up for this. The next thing that is going to come up is, I should have written this in order, but it's fine. So this is going to be item number 1. Oh, in importance. Item number 1. Number 2 is going to be my FAFSA back pay. So I got paid a little too much this semester, and I will owe FAFSA some money. I don't know how much that money is. I called the financial aid office at my university, and they told me that I will find out after the semester ends. So I hope it's not more than $2,000, but again, we will find out. And no, I'm not saving for this either right now. I will charge that to my credit card and then pay off my credit card once that bill comes in. The third item on my list is the Moella repayment, which is right here. It's the student loans. Again, I mentioned that I don't have to make any payments up until May or June of 2025, so that's the third item on the list. And I just wanted to mention, in case you're wondering why I am gonna charge the back pay to my credit card, for some reason, I don't know if it's just me or other people also experience this. Whenever I have a significant balance on my credit cards and I see my credit score drop, it makes me sick. I do everything in my power to pay off my credit card so I am not in credit card debt. That's why for me, putting $2,000 on my credit card is not a big deal, because I know that will be paid off as soon as possible, because I don't like having credit card debt. So that's that. That's kind of what works for me. We'll obviously see what will happen when the time comes. And the last thing I wanted to mention is my Capital One credit card. As I mentioned earlier in this video, I tend to use this card on a day-to-day basis, and I pay off the balance each week. But because I am trying to pay this loan off as soon as possible, I tried doing a savings challenge, like one of those ones that you print out and you cross off, or you fill in the bubbles, or you color it, or whatever. It doesn't do much for me. It doesn't make me feel good having that money here in my house instead of paying it towards the loan. So I stopped doing that. Every time I have extra money in my account, I pay it to the loan immediately. That's actually why the minimum payment dropped, because I've been making little payments here and there whenever I have extra funds. But something else that I just started doing as of last week, well, technically last week and this week, I started keeping track of my expenses on my credit card for the past week, and then also this week. What I'm going to do is every time I purchase a want, so this is a want, all the highlighted ones are considered wants, not needs. Every time I purchase a want, I add those sums up, and that's the payment that I will make towards my personal loan. You might consider some of these things on this list wants, but I know that they're needs. So wireless services, that's my dad's phone. That is not a want. I do not want to pay for his phone bill, but I do pay for his phone bill. Smart and Final, that was for Thanksgiving, was not a want, it was a need for the dish that I'm making. Target, $27 because I got cleaning supplies, PetSmart, self-explanatory. Honda, I had to pay a lot of money at Honda. And then Amazon Dad, this is going to be a frequent, you'll see this a lot actually. My dad doesn't have a debit or credit card, so I buy things with my card for him and he gives me the cash, so that's kind of how that works. So right now I added all my wants and they will equal $195, as I mentioned. And yeah, that's kind of how I'm gonna do it. I'm hoping that that'll help. You know, if I have the money to throw $70 at a car wash, then I can definitely throw $70 at my personal loan. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing. I'm hoping that that works. My current balance, I'm so sorry about my cat. My current balance for my credit card is $1,034 with 73 cents. I will pay off that entire amount on Cyber Monday. The reason why I haven't done it yet is because this week is Thanksgiving. I'm working extra hours this week. I picked up an extra serving shift this week, and I just want to see how much money I have in tips on Cyber Monday. So that is what I'm looking forward to. That's kind of why I haven't paid this off, but that will be paid off on Monday, Cyber Monday. And then obviously, of course, the $195 payment. And the last thing I wanted to touch on before I end this video was these little marks. So I'm sure that I will do this in the future as well, maybe. So let's just go ahead and take Prego, for example. Prego is a restaurant. My meal was $22.63, but I put an arrow because I ended up paying $42.63. I tipped $20 because the bartender there is my friend. So that's why I'm kind of adding up the wants. If I can afford, like I said, a $70 car wash, if I can afford to tip my friend $20 2 times on 2 different occasions, I can afford to also spend that money and make an extra payment towards my personal loan. The car wash. I do believe that washing your car is a need. It's important to get your car washed because the paint needs to be taken care of, especially if you want to keep your car in the long run. However, I usually don't pay for a $50 car wash. I usually get the one that's $30, but I hadn't washed my car in a month, so I really wanted the $50 car wash, and I also tipped $20. So that's kind of why it went up from 50 to 70. So yeah, that's kind of it. That's how much I owe in debt right now, $33,601. Pretty reasonable debt, I would say. You know, nothing outrageous. And even my Capital One transactions for the past 2 weeks, nothing outrageous. I think the most outrageous things is the fact that I tipped $20 for my car wash, the car wash guy, and then the my friend, those 2 times. Oh, and then Honda. I didn't tip Honda $20. What happened was I got off work and I needed a ride to the dealership. So I paid my coworker $20 to take me because it was very last minute. My dad was supposed to take me and he couldn't. So I ended up paying my coworker. And yeah, so that's how I went from $624 to $644. And that is all for this video. Oh my gosh, sorry for shaking the camera. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.